BMC has got Mumbai's development plan for 2034 wrong yet again. A preliminary study of a freshly released survey has picked up errors in the marking of existing amenities in the revised DP. This comes after the civic body got 2 extensions to come up with an error-free plan. Remember, the state government had scrapped the first draft submitted in February 2015. Also because of glaring errors. My colleague Disha Shah joins us with more details. Disha, talk to us. Errors again in the new draft, isn't it?
The number of blunders in the Mumbai's development plan for 20 years continues to rise. It's been more than 6 months after the city's development plan was scrapped because the draft was filled with many errors. It had received close to 56,000 suggestions and objections from the citizens of Mumbai. And now the revised draft may prove to be a similar plan filled with similar errors. Now let me tell you that it was only in the first week of November this year when BMC had put up a list of its designated survey online for citizens to examine and check whether there are any more errors in the revised draft, and what showed was hundreds of errors in the marking of existing amenities in the city of Mumbai. For example, the international schools are being marked as municipal schools, police stations are tagged as green spaces, century-old forts are shown as gardens, and the names of iconic structures in the city of Mumbai have been missing. Although BMC had set a deadline for citizens to submit the final list of suggestions by 30th November, which is by end of this month, going by the current status, citizens are proposing for a further extension because they say that they need more time to scan the entire survey once again to check whether there are any more errors or not. Although BMC officials say that they will correct the mistakes before publishing the draft for suggestions and objections, so going by the current state, we could see the February 2016 deadline being missed, and we could see yet another delay in the Mumbai's Development Plan 2034.
Thanks, Disha, for that report. So maximum city, maximum planning, but minimum results. Joining us on the phone line to discuss that is Rishi Agarwal from the Observer Research Foundation. Rishi, thank you so much for joining us here live on the news on Magic Bricks. Now, the state government was supposed to come out with a fresh new plan for Mumbai by February 2016. But going by the looks of it all, do you think they will be able to meet that deadline?
I mean, it's highly doubtful, I think. I mean, considering the amount of errors that we are still seeing in the new designation, it seems quite unlikely that that deadline will be met.
All right, so, BMC getting a faulty plan yet again. What are the major errors, that you found this time around?
I mean, see, most of the errors have already been discussed. I mean, all those usual things of golf courses being marked as gardens and gardens being marked as recreation grounds, etc. Colleges missing, hospitals missing. I think the point for us to ponder about as a city is that why should these errors be happening the second time around? I mean, this time around, there were far more staff, and there were staff at the ward level who has been carrying out all of this survey. And yet again, and this is quite qualified staff, so yet again, why is it happening is something which should take our inquiry into. We should take our inquiry into. And my thinking is that the methodology is itself very highly flawed, that once in 20 years, we should get down to this kind of a mapping. And say, for an example, a Hinduja hospital or a SIES school have existed for 30, 40 years, I mean, much before the previous development plan. So the mapping of land use should be a real-time activity which does not require once-in-a-while thing. I think the biggest point which is missing really is that the BMC does not have a good planning staff and department, full-time department within itself. And I think that is what has to be rectified.
See, that's exactly what I was arriving at, but the way this DP has been shaping up, it clearly points to the fact that we need better planners to plan a city. I mean, especially a city like Mumbai, which is crumbling under infrastructural pressures, right?
Absolutely. I mean, in fact, this whole idea, it came up 10 years back. It has come up 20 years back also about making Mumbai a world-class city, and we want to become like Shanghai and Singapore, etc. And I think what we need to really learn from global world-class cities is that the fundamental thing which they invest in is really high-quality institutions and very high-quality manpower. And that has to form the fundamental bedrock of carrying out any kind of urban planning. And that has been, in a sense, sorely missing from Mumbai in the past 2-3 decades. And I think this repeated failure of being able to make a development plan, which is already significantly delayed beyond its deadline, is really a call for action and, in a sense, correct our past mistakes.
I'm just going to let you go on one question. By when do you see this plan finally taking shape, if at all you have an idea in your head?
See, it's all a matter of intention and will. With the amount of technology we have and with the amount of funds already the BMC has, I would say it shouldn't take 2 months, maximum. If you feel that there is more manpower needed, just deploy double the number of manpower. Technology is available off the shelf. Hire a few more consultants, but this kind of a thing cannot drag on in perpetuity. I think while we feel that the Feb 2016 deadline will be missed, but Mr. Ajoy Mehta and the rest of officials in BMC should make a sincere endeavor to see that they can still ensure that the deadline is met.